All right. Thank you very much for joining this call. You know that feeling when you leave an event fire up, but then on Monday everything is gone? Well, today we are going to talk about the goals that we had when we left the mastermind last week, okay? We're going to log this one or two biggest ones, and we're actually going to put that into our business. Everything else it's optional, okay? So ladies, I want you to talk about the biggest takeaways that you took from the mastermind that we left last week. I know it was amazing, it fired us up, but let's go into details. Who wants to talk first? Jessie Ray, do you want to go first? Oh, Len, do you want to go first? Okay,
No
go.
problem.
Oh, hold on. I am unmuting you now.
Right, there we go. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, fantastic. So, the mastermind for me, basically, I came away with three big takeaways. And they were number one, Mike drummed into us to be consistent. Number two was to be yourself. And number three was to have a mission so that people knew, why they're following you and so that they can follow you. And it just kind of clicked for me because I think that they are so intertwined. Because to be consistent, you actually have to be yourself. And for people to follow you, you have to be yourself. And for you to have a mission that actually means something to you, you have to be yourself. So that was like I had been hit over the head with a hammer. I just thought, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I've had to do this for so long and have this drummed into me so much to actually finally get that actually those things are all tied up and I just have to be me.
You are
That's,
awesome. So you're going to succeed.
yes, watch the space. Consistency, consistency.
Authenticity and consistency. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Len. And by the way, everyone, Len is from South Africa. Yes, I love it. I love the fact. We have Yvonne that is from Canada. Yvonne, would you like to be talking next?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
It's so funny because can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, because I have a new headset. My three were Lynn's, so I'll come up with something else. I'll add to it. I literally had be you, be your authentic self. That's what people connect with. You have to be consistent and you have to be a leader and think of yourself first so you can then customers can follow you because if you don't know where you're going with your mission, then nobody knows where you're going. But as Mike say, you can't follow a parked car. My biggest aha moment was actually when we were in the breakout rooms, the real breakout rooms, not the Zoom breakout rooms, and when we were with Jen and Michelle, and when Pam brought up how I think everybody feels worrying that she set up for retirement, but then an unexpected expense happened. And now she's really concerned because it's not what she thought it would be. And she's worried that she won't get to do all the stuff that she had planned. And that one really hit home for me because many of you know that just through my divorce, my sister had to buy my house because my ex dragged it out so many years. And every time her name popped up on my phone, I'm like, oh, this is the call she's going to sell the house because she kept threatening to sell the house on me for years. I could sell it. I could sell it. And she could. There was nothing I could do about it. And so for 7 years, every day I woke up worrying about this. And just how the other girl said, she's worried every day about her retirement. And I think all of us worry all the time. And of course it happened. It happened. In fact, possession is in 2 hours. Because she didn't tell me the correct possession date, but that's okay. That's okay. We can all live with that. But what's super interesting is I realized in that moment that I had worried every day for 7 years and the amount of stress worry causes. And we all know you can't be creative and productive when you're stressed. I did not realize how much that stress was putting me into survival mode. And when we're in survival mode, we're not in creative mode, and we're entrepreneurs. And other than consistency, authenticity, and having a mission, we have to be creative because we have to create that mission. And it all led to overwhelm and procrastination. And I just literally have spent probably my whole life in procrastination and overwhelm. And I realized that it's just because I worry about everything and I'm always trying to fix what I'm worrying about. And now I know, just let it flow. And the last week, because I had to be out last week, even though possession is today, I guess you could call it an eviction a week early, because she didn't trust. She worried that I wouldn't leave the house in an order for sale. So it was literally her worrying about everything that caused her to flat out be a not so, I don't want to judge, but she was in her own trauma, worrying about money, that she had to sell the house. And she was so worried in her retirement that it didn't really occur to her that I was paying for it. And it's just really interesting how it all just compounds. So her worry was passed on to me, and then my worry was passed on to my kids. And then my kids, now I see them worrying about getting a place. And not as much, because I'm like, okay, there's a time when you have to do what you want to, not what don't. That's why we want to break generational trauma. So it's just super interesting how this worry just compounds. And then we lose ourselves, we lose our authenticity, we lose our mission, we lose our consistency because it's all taken over. And I had never thought about this until Pam had just mentioned, I'm so worried about everything. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's how I'm living my life. And it explained so much. And so that was my huge takeaway. The other thing that Lynn didn't talk about was, because we were all there in April at the Mastermind, the difference in us to meet up with the same group of people and see how far we've come. And it has nothing to do with our businesses. I know, Jessie Ray, you're doing amazing in your business. And we're starting our communities. We're doing all of these things. It's not even about the money. It is literally mastering our mind.
It's about the
And
head.
it's all up in the head. And when we get that right, everything else is going to fall into place. And I really noticed, because I'm like, okay, I have to really do this move, because it's been going on a little bit. It was just possession day this today. I have to really, I did this move in thrive mode, and I could feel myself go into survival mode, and I would step back and say, no, I'm going to do this move consciously. I'm not going to go into panic mode and start throwing everything in boxes and be all in a huff and everything. This is a time to cleanse my old life out of me, because it's no longer serving me, and just go in with the new. And don't get me wrong, the last day I was throwing everything in, not even boxes, because Costco wouldn't give me anymore. Just throwing in garbage, whatever I had. When you have that last move thing, everybody does it. We know we do it. We know we're going to do it. But it was not the whole house. It was literally one carload that I had to do that with. But I just noticed the difference from when I moved into the place 7 years ago, when I was in complete survival mode, to when I moved out, recognizing that this is a time to leave all the garbage from the past. And it's not even the garbage from the past, it's the style or the taste. We're evolving. And I realized that so much at the Mastermind, how we're evolving. So I didn't want my bedroom suite from my old life. I didn't want my, all the stuff that I had, my kitchen table, whatever. I chose all those things when I was in survival mode, or because of the price of them, or for whatever reason. And I'm like, no, I am getting rid of all of that stuff. And I'm starting with a clean slate, and I'm choosing an entirely different path. But it's actually the path that I wanted years ago, when I wasn't, like when your authentic self from when you're a child even. And I didn't live that path. So my sister selling the house was the greatest blessing on the planet, because I was forced to look at what I want next. And I was in the city. I don't even like the city. I want to be in the country. I want to be traveling. And having that property did not allow any of my authenticity to show itself. So best thing ever. And just having this last week of not being stressed, I've written more than I have in months because I'm able to, and because the brain's working better. So that is all. I mean, that's not all I learned from the mastermind. I have pages and pages of notes, but that's the biggest things I learned from the mastermind and how much it changes us for the better.
This is
And
amazing. Go
yeah,
ahead,
and
please.
something I learned. Yeah, something I learned from the last mastermind to this one, which is huge, is when we do this shift, you have the messy middle in between. And people think, oh, I go to the mastermind and I'm going to come out, I don't know, a millionaire. I don't know what people think. Those people don't stick around because they have a different path. But that was a huge thing was when I left the mastermind in April, my life blew up. But sometimes you have to blow things up in order to start over. I was on the wrong path, the wrong destination, climbing up the wrong tree. And then I was trying to rebuild a foundation in the middle of the tree. And that's why the phoenix rises out of the ashes. So when we do these major shifts or have a mastermind, you may find you start over literally. And you think, oh no. And the truth of the matter is you weren't on the path you were supposed to be on. You just had to turn around and take a different path. And usually that's your authentic path. Okay, now I'm done.
Thank you. Ladies, what you don't know is that Yvonne and I, we were roommates on the first mastermind and we were roommates on the second mastermind. And the difference I see in this lady is just crazy, okay? Like she accomplished so much. She is so much stronger in their head. It's like she knows who she is. And it's like, don't, F with me. Like I know what I'm going and this is my way. And I know you're gonna get there. It's like I know you're gonna get there.
Oh, thank you. And people might not know this, but because of going through my blow up, I only had the money the Saturday before. The plane ticket had gone up to $965, and I had to book it Saturday, or it would go up even more. And there's only one ticket left. I went on Facebook Marketplace and listed a bunch of stuff, and that day I made $970. Like you can't tell me I wasn't meant to be there. So for anyone who says that, oh, I can't afford it or I can't do it, it's bullshit. There's always a way, always.
Yeah.
And having friends helps, they inspire us and help us. And together we just do so much more.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, you're wonderful. Thank you. That was inspiring. Who's next? Maria or Jessie? Jessie. Okay.
Yeah. So
okay,
I just kind of wanted to say that Mike and Jen, I think, had the biggest moments. Like they did the most for me at the mastermind. Jen, hers was all about mindset, and just like Yvonne said, we have to have that mindset. And we all go through this because we're human, but we all get into comparison mode. Like we compare our success with other people's successes, and their content is better. Their whatever, they might speak better, whatever, and we get into that mindset where we think that. And I do that, I mean, even though I have success, I still do that every single day. Even when I don't have when I'm not having a good day and when I am, I still go through that. And just for Jen to let me know that we all go through that, it's not just me suffering alone. It doesn't matter what we're going through. It's just a mindset thing. And we have to have like this little like Tom and Jerry commercial cartoon, you got the little devil over here and the little angel over here, and they're bickering back and forth. But you just have to look at them and just flick them off your shoulder, and just know that you are not alone and you will go through this. It's just going to be a fact. But just to know that you can push through, and just go back and look at what you define your success as. Like, what is success to you? And it could be something as simple as you did your content today, or you made a sale today, or you got a DM message or whatever. Just look at your success or the monies that you've made, and just know that you can continue to move on. And also her thing about having us all dancing and jumping around, that was
Wasn't
totally
it
out of my
awesome?
comfort zone. But I mean, it was fun. And whenever I get in that slump, I mean, you'll wake up that way, just in that slump, like, oh my God, what am I, why am I even doing this? Just questioning your whole life decisions and everything. Go play that music, go dance around and go like just get it flowing again, or go plug into a mastermind training, or just listen to a podcast or whatever it is to get your mind out of that, because you just have to push through. But so many people get stuck there, and then that's when they see failure, is because they won't push through. And then the other thing was when Mike was talking about this whole AI thing. Y'all all know I'm like all into the AI stuff. And when he was talking about how we could take, and I'm still waiting on all the details in Mastermind, but in order to build our communities, we can plug in our thoughts, our ideas. This AI tool is going to pop out our modules. It's going to pop out everything about our community that we want it to be. And I have an awesome community already. But I am so excited about it because I want to go plug in my information on my community and see what it gives me to revamp it. Like, how can I make it better? How can I help people better? How can I show up better? And, things like that. I'm just excited to learn more about that part. And I'm just waiting for him to drop that in there. I don't know if I've missed it, but I gotta find out, because I'm excited about that and all the AI stuff. And because AI to me is the future. It's taken over our jobs. He even talked about that, and I can't pop out those names that he was talking about, but how millionaires are going to be more from now to the next 20 years than it was from the past 20 years, all because of AI and the internet and things like that, the tools that we have. I know I've made a ton more money since putting AI into my business. And it's just amazing to have these opportunities. But the mastermind just brings you close to people. You build those relationships, and it's a remembrance of a reminder of what is possible with what we have in our hands. And just like Yvonne said, people that show up there are meant to be there for a reason. And it doesn't matter what's going on in their life. Even Kimberly in the last mastermind, not this one, but the one before, she almost didn't have the finances to show up, and she made it happen. And just so many people go through that, and just to know that they will do anything to be there is just, that's what they need to be. They need to be there. They need to be surrounded by people that will support you and love you, and just kind of just push you along. So, but anyway, I thought it was a great time, and thank you so much for inviting me to come and share, Ina.
Oh, you're welcome. And this is so powerful. All of your stories are so powerful. Thank you for being in the call and sharing your information as well. Okay, Maria, you next.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, Ina, for inviting me on here. I appreciate that. We are on our way to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, so you're getting me from the car. And it's good to see you girls. Good to see you guys on here. I would say that one of the biggest takeaways that I had was very similar to some of the others, and that is that our mission. And, it's funny because I just really had never connected that. And, through Mike's talking about that, about driving the car, where are you going? And that I think all of us are in a mode that we want to help others. We want to share this opportunity with everyone, that we forget about ourselves and about where we're going with this, and that it's okay to express to others where we're going and where we want to go. And each of our journeys are different, and they happen at different times, and that's all okay, because that's just how it is. And we all have different things goes on in our life. And so I think that was one of the biggest things that that really hit me, or that I took away, was the mission. And another thing, I remember when we were with Jen and Michelle O in that breakout room, I think one of the things that it's hard for me and my mindset to imagine being a six-figure earner. And not that I don't want it, because I do. Obviously, we all
Of
do, but
course.
that I would be able to do it, and that it's okay for me to see myself that way, and I will be there um, in God's timing. When He's ready for me to be there, He'll have me there. I know He brought me to this business. I know that as I know anything, and to help supplement my retirement, which enabled me to retire 5 years early. And, you know, I love the mastermind, had a great time, loved it, enjoyed meeting everybody that we just see you know, on Zoom meetings all the time. So that was really cool to connect with everyone.
Uh-oh. Did we lose you, Maria?
Those were some of my takeaways. Low network.
Yes,
That was
we
all.
lost you for the last sentence, last paragraph. We lost you. So if you don't mind repeating, maybe.
Yes. Thank you for allowing me on here today and to share. And again, those were my biggest takeaways, and I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing your
Thank you.
stories. So for me, guys, oh my goodness. So yeah, the authenticity and probably the consistency and the fact that I realized that this is not going to be just my business just to make money. This is going to be my something, like my purpose of life, that I discover maybe late in my life, whatever. I knew I have to be the wife and the kids and all of that, but that happened. But then I knew I was missing something. So this mastermind and the previous mastermind is just in a different steps showed me that there is something else I have to do. There is something else in this world that I'm going to do. And that's going to be my, not necessarily selling the legacy builder, but like having that community. It's just, I am so fired up about the community. I am waking up in the morning, every morning with like smile on my face and like, I cannot wait to work on it more. So it's like it's not going as fast as I would like with my community to grow, only because still my kids are small, so they are priority. So I have to cut at 2 o'clock because 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. is like I have to be with my family with the kids. But the morning after I drop them at school till 2 is like everything just this. I'm not doing anything else, just this. And I absolutely love it, enjoy it. And it's giving me that power that like I know I can do it, and I know we all can do it. So this is something that I would definitely tell people to do it if they can. So yeah, so that's mine. So that's the mission, the consistency, and to be true to yourself. Yeah. So on that note, do we have any questions? Do we want to add anything to it? What is it, Lynn?
I'd love to. Thank you. I just wanted to, when Yvonne actually said that, she'd had a shift and whatever, I don't know Maria well at all. I obviously know Jessie Ray because I'm in her community. So I've seen her grow from the last time, but I don't know Maria. And unfortunately, we didn't even get to chat, which was very sad. But I can see such a difference in Yvonne, in you. Okay, Jessie Ray is just flying. And I can see it in myself as well. And I keep reminding myself what Michelle says to us. It's not about the money, it's about the person that you become. And that is just so, so real. I think, oh my gosh, I've done personal development stuff from probably the age of like in my mid-20s maybe, and I'm nearly 56 now. And I haven't had this amount of growth or anything before. And now it just is, things have just changed that I can feel it and I can see it. And I can most certainly see it in my people that are, our tribe, which I find so exciting. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's amazing. This place is just amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Any more
I was,
questions? Oh,
I was
go ahead.
just, I was just going to say that was something at the mastermind that we don't normally have in life is at the mastermind, every single one of us could be our authentic self. There was no stress, no need to compare. There was no need to pretend we were something we're not. We could go up and dance, which, like Jesse Ray said, that was beyond my comfort zone. Never, never in my life before that moment would have I done that. And and I just think that all of us being able to be ourselves, we got to know each other and we didn't have to put on pretenses. With my family, they don't have a clue who I am. My kids know me inside and out. My kids know me probably better than they should. But the family I grew up
It's a
with,
good thing.
yeah, that's a great thing because the family I grew up with, you go to a family event and you can like it's so hard to be your authentic self because they'd be like, who the hell are you? But it's really who you are. You were pretending your whole life to be who you weren't to fit into your family so they didn't, abandon you and not feed you or whatever, like biologically. And that's what I love about the mastermind so much is we can go there as us. And there's enough people in the room that you will meet so many people. And if someone doesn't like you, then chances are you're being authentic because not everybody's going to like you.
Yeah, that's such a truth, yes. And you have to be okay with that. You don't have to feel like you have to please everyone.
Exactly. And thanks for bringing up the communities. I think most of us have communities here. Communities where it's at.
Yeah.
That I have in my journal 2020, I'm going to start a community. And I am. And it's like, okay. It's in God's timing, not mine. That's all right. We're here now.
You're gonna have that. You're working on that summit that you're gonna have amazing. I cannot wait for that summit to be done and like published.
Yeah. Yep. I have an interview this afternoon and two tomorrow, and I'm going to do 15 total. So I'm hoping that it's released the end of October. But that's my the big thing in life where you're like, it's the elephant to chew, and I'm just chewing away,
Chew away. Chew.
chew away.
All right, ladies. Any other questions? No, we're done. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for joining. I had lots of fun, and this was very insightful. And thank you for sharing all of your takeaways from the mastermind. Thank you. Bye.
Oh, thanks for doing this, Ina.
Thank you.
Bye.
I have to figure out how to turn this off.
Just go hit record at the bottom and then hit stop